Yeah, I had a question. I ended a bad relationship. Um, they just kind of checked out. They weren't there. They said they were going to go to nursing school in a city, and I moved there to that city to not. I was living with them for a year. They asked me to move out because
Hold on.
we were
Stop,
living with
stop,
their.
stop. Just hold on for a second. Who is they? You said
Oh, my
they.
boyfriend.
Oh, he, a
Sorry.
boyfriend. Okay.
Yes.
So you're in a
Yes.
relationship
Sorry.
for a year, and he said, follow me to nursing
For three
school.
years.
Oh, for 3 years. And then
Yes.
he said, follow me to nursing school, and you moved and did that?
Yes. And then he
Okay.
ghosted me. I
You were
never
living
really
with him?
heard from him again.
Were you living with him?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
He ghosted you after you were there for a year?
Yes, after I moved out.
Wow.
He didn't even go to nursing school for like a semester. Then he ended up going to nursing school. He came to my house, but I felt kind of used, like he was just coming over to benefit himself. To make the story short, I decided it wasn't good for me. Um,
Good.
you know,
Good.
he
Ding
wasn't there,
ding.
but
Wake up, right?
I have no support system, and that was my question. I was
Yeah.
wondering,
How
how do
long?
you build one up?
Great question. How long you been there?
A year.
A year. How long you been out of the
Yes.
relationship with him?
Just 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay. So in this relationship, he also kind of kidnapped you. Sounds like y'all weren't building a community of friends that benefited you.
Correct.
Oh, I am so sorry, Sarah. That is I don't know him. I don't know all of his, motivations or whatever. But I want to highlight this, the experience that you've had, not only to speak to you and what you've gone through, but other singles out there. Um, and generally, in my experience, this happens more to in a certain kind of relationship with a woman, generally, who gets in a relationship with a self-centered or narcissistic man. You see, and in fact, in my book, How to Get a Day Worth Keeping, I have a chapter in there called Don't Get Kidnapped, because what happens is a lot of times they get pulled in to the orbit of his world, and she gets pulled away from her friends, her interests, all of this, and becomes kind of like a satellite to this orbit, orbiting the planet of who he is. And then you get dropped and you're in thin air. And so don't ever let that happen. If you're with a man or a woman that doesn't want to merge, be in your world as much as you're in their world, that's a big yellow flag, because this is not about one person. And in a good relationship supports each other in their own worlds. Very, very important. So now here we are. So, do you want to live where you are, Sarah? You went there for him. Is that where you want to live?
No, I'm working on moving.
Okay. So then, if you're working on moving, is this move coming quickly?
Well, it's not planned, but not in stone. But yes, I anticipate within the next 4 months.
Okay. All right. So within the next 4 months, I would do two things. I would look at it. I don't know if you can see me on the screen, but I'm going to overlap my arms here right now, because here's the path you've been on, right? And that's going to end, and you're going to a new path. There's going to be a new city over here, but there's going to be some overlap of, you're going to the new city while you're still in the old one. So what we got to do is, I want you to get two sets of eyeballs, and these two sets of eyeballs is one, I need a support system for the next 4 months here in this experience. But I know where I'm going. So I want to start putting out some feelers and making some connections. So when I go where I'm going, I don't land in a vacuum there either. And I want you to have two project lists. One is my support that I'm going to need here, and my support that I'm going to need there. All right. Now,
Okay.
generally speaking, here's what I would say. is that 4 months is probably not enough time to let the natural flow of kind of building a network unfold in your daily activities. What you probably would be better off doing is joining some support system that is structured with really the intent, like they hang a shingle out and says, we are here for you. Like, celebrate recovery at a church, for example, or a small group system, or a singles group, or some other, look, go online, like a community. If you have a dog, uh, walking club or book club, or but find things that already exist and go join them, as opposed to try and create your own. And also right now, be securing some that are out there that you're going to land in. And probably part of right now is some of your old friends that were kind of, you had before. Okay, I'm up against the clock, but
Okay.
does that help?
Yes, it does. Thank you so much.
2 sets of eyes, maybe even a short-term therapist where you are. Call one and say, hey, I'm going to be here
Okay.
for 4 months. I'm coming out of a relationship. I didn't see some things. I need to correct my vision. I need a little support. Try that.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for your call.